Good morning, friends. And this morning I'm going to take a little more time setting up the healing field to help you to understand what you're working with in terms of the world healing field. It will help you by understanding who the beings are that are all kind of lined up and holding the space for the healing field. So when I set it up this time, pay attention to the names and the energetics of the beings that are continually helping us ground these world disturbances. So the world healing field is for you in relationship to the world, which is what, we are individuals and we are in a relationship with the world. And more as the vibration around the planet rises, even though it may seem to you that it's going down the tubes, and I can't say it is or it isn't, but I can say that the vibration around the world keeps going up and eventually is going to lead to a shift in consciousness that will kind of open up a whole nother level of reality. So that's my understanding. For me, it's true. For you, it may just be a construct that I'm sharing with you, and whatever it is, whatever works for you, during these times of fairly intense energetics, I've been working with and studying energy healing and energy itself for the past 55 years. And I'm pretty good at working with energies, working with healing energies, working with others over the phone, and in the past in person, but now just over the phone, and working with my own energies when they're triggered, the external events. So just so you know, Wednesday about 1 in the morning, from 1 to 3, I was working with just extreme world panic. And it took me a couple hours before I was able to release that large amount of panic that was in the field. Yesterday morning, it was grief and loss. So, anyway, it was grief and loss. Today, again, it was panic again. So all this panic energy that people are releasing into the field. For us, you and me, to ground the disturbance of those energies and bring ourselves and the world into a more balanced, grounded, potentially in some ways calm world, because when we're balanced and we're grounded and we're spacious, we can work with these energies in a much more conscious way without getting into fight or flight. We may experience the release of fight or flight while we're doing this work, but if we get into fight or flight, then we're just adding to the world of fight or flight. Okay. I'll just remind you that there is a free online conference coming up beginning September 24th through October 8th. You don't have to attend every little thing. You don't have to attend any of it. It's free. Just if you sign up, then information will come to you through your email account on how to sign into it, whatever. It's the Collective Healing Conference. So these are international psychologists, psychotherapists, people doing amazing work in the world, coming together. I think online, maybe they might be locating in some location, but mainly you'll be attending this online if you attend, and all you do is sign up for it. You can just type in the Collective Healing Conference. You can also know that it's coordinated by a gentleman, one of my teachers, named Thomas Hubel, Hubl. Lovely human being. So that's coming up on the 24th, perfect timing for a Collective Healing Conference about working with these intense energies in the world that are currently going on. Okay, so we're going to now set up a world healing field. There already is a world healing field set up continuously since end of January of 2020. So 4.5 years this field has been up and working. What we're doing is setting up a world healing field within a world healing field for us to work with at this time. And so whatever location we'll be working with, I'm going to guess that it's going to be the Middle East, that we're just going to be working with the energetics of the Middle East, just because there seems to be a lot going on there right now, and has been for, almost, for, I don't know, how many years? A lot of years. A lot of wars, a lot of years. And we're going to work, my sense is when I ask the higher self to take us through the portal of time to the event that would be of the highest good for us to release and integrate at this time, my sense is that's where we will be going on a soul level in consciousness to help work with those energies of disturbance that are present there. Okay, so as we do this, at a certain point I say I'm choosing to set up this healed 4. You can just say your name if you want to participate. You want it set up with the beings being conscious of you, then just state your name. That's how it works on this other realm. You have helpers and guides. It's the spiritual realm. You don't have to be religious to participate. Matter of fact, possibly better if you're not religious and you don't have too many constructs. And you can just tune into the larger state of oneness. Okay, start off, first of all, just stating out loud, I connect with my deep self. I connect with my higher self. Higher self almost always makes me connecting to the higher self. It's just like, oh. Okay. I ground myself to the healing center of the earth. And I open myself to the healing power of the One. I choose to release anything not in my highest good. And that can be released right away, and it can be released throughout the course of the healing session. And if you choose to work with seventh dimensional beings that I work with, who are called the Hathors or the Hathors, it doesn't make a difference. You just state, I choose to work with the Hathors or Hathors. Okay. I choose to set up a healing field. You don't have to say this out loud. I'm going to do the rest of it. You just notice what you notice while I'm saying these words. So I choose to set up a healing field for the world. And I ask that the Brotherhood of Light please be present. The Deva of Healing please be present. Pan of Nature please be present. The Sisterhood of Light please be present. All of our helpers and guides, please be present. This is a lot of So these are just the helpers and guides. These are your personal little beings that are working with you in this life, in this reality. You and everyone else who's doing this right now. I ask that Saint Germain please be present. Notice the effect of connecting with Saint Germain. It's like connecting with the higher self, and it is. It's all higher self. I ask that Metatron please be present. Feel yourself connecting with Metatron if you feel yourself connecting with Metatron. I ask that Kuan Yin be present. Feel the energies of Kuan Yin. I ask that Master Mo be present. And feel the energies of Master Mo. I ask that Master Kun Li please be present. And feel the energies of Master Kun Li. I ask that the Christ consciousness please be present. And the holders of space please be present. I ask that Sanat Kumara please be present. And Abrahamanad, the soul of the earth, please be present. This is a good being to know in terms of being grounded. If you connect to the healing center of the earth, you're connecting also with the soul of the earth. And I ask that Alcazar please be present. I know it just keeps getting larger because I ask that the interdimensional being please be present. I ask that Thoth please be present. I ask that Ra please be present. I ask the deep self please be present. The higher self please be present. And our soul ray group please be present. And I ask that we be placed in a field of protection while we do this work. I ask the higher self to take us through the portal of time to the event that would be of the highest good to release and integrate at this time. You can go back to it on a soul level, but you can remain consciously inside your body working with these energies. If you need to, you can go right into that event, but I would suggest that you not. I suggest you stay back from it and work with the energies of it by grounding the energies. If you feel disturbance, ground the disturbance. Whatever you feel, ground the energies of what you feel. Because from my experience, we do go back to it on a soul level, but sometimes our consciousness follows the soul back there, and it's much more difficult to work with the energies when you're in the environment. You can imagine what it's like if you're in the environment and things are going on and you're trying to deal with it in a state of complete panic, or grief and loss or anger or whatever, and you're in that state. So that's why I say you can stay back from the event. You can go back to the event on a soul level, but you can stay back from the event at the same time and stay in a place of spaciousness, which allows you to ground these disturbed energies more easily. I'm not saying this is easy. I was working for 2 hours in the dream world with panic this morning. And what's really lovely is because over the past week I've been doing a lot of breath work and yoga work in the mornings. And so now in the dream world, when I'm working with these panicky energies or these grief and loss energies or this anger, rage energy, I find myself doing yoga breathing in the dream world. It's really great. I don't even have to wake up. And, although today I did wake up and I continued to do that breathing work to stay open, centered, balanced, grounded, because these are some powerful energies that we're working with. And I just don't use drugs or alcohol to dull my system out, so I'm not feeling so much. So I'm feeling a lot. And my perception is it's all worth it. It's worth it in the moment because I can keep working with these energies, and it's worth it in the next 6 months when this whole 28-year process of cleansing is completed. It'll be well worth it then. I'll be going into that time in a really good place because of the work I'm doing now. Knock on wood. We can all be hopeful. And I think it's a good thing to be hopeful, because if we lose hope, these energies are just kind of like having a dump load of dropped on you. Okay, I invite all souls affected by this event to return to the event, to release and integrate the energy of the event for themselves. I ask that they all be placed in a field of protection while they do the work. And upon all of our arrival at this event, I ask the higher self, deep self, to assist us to release and integrate all energies of this event gently and easily, fully and completely, on all levels and through all space and time. Okay, so we're in a giant field of protection. So all of these beings that have called in, I've been working with some of them for 40 years, some of them for the last 4.5 years. More and more beings have shown up. Especially since 2013, so past 11 years, most of these beings have showed up. A few others have shown up when it got to the point of the world healing field. There were a few more beings. The interdimensional beings showed up at that time. Thoth and Ra showed up at that time. The deep self has only been around in my awareness. It's been around forever, but it's been in my awareness since December 4th of 2023. So it's coming up on a year that I've been aware of a relationship with the deep self. And it's been a very valuable relationship, because when I tune in, when I connect with the deep self, I go to a place of deep calm every time. Because the deep self is that place of calm, it's that place of presence, it's that place within the pranic tube, within the energy center of the body that's moving when it's functioning, and it's moving somewhat. It can always move a little better, but this deep self is in this deep place of calm and this movement of energy. So the movement of energy goes up the pranic tube, it goes out the crown chakra, it goes out and around, and it comes back in through the grounding chakras of the feet that are in the arch. And the energy comes in through the grounding chakras of the feet, goes up the leg. I know this isn't the leg. I'm aware of this. I am a doctor. This isn't the leg. This is an arm. I get it. But I'm using it as an illustration so I don't have to bring my foot up here. So I'm saying this is a foot. And this is where the grounding chakra is here. And that energy comes up the leg, goes up the pranic tube, goes out the crown chakra like a big waterfall, goes back down and comes in through the grounding chakras at the bottom of the feet. It also comes in. So it comes out, it also comes in, goes through the pranic tube, goes down the legs, goes down the arms, and goes out the chakras. I'm using the hand as a hand right now. Goes out the chakras in the center of the hand. Now I'm using the hand as a foot, and goes out the chakras in the arch of the foot. So our hands are radiating out this energy. Our feet are radiating out this energy. Our feet are also drawing in this energy, and it's coming out the crown chakra. There's also energy coming in the crown chakra and going out our feet. It's going both directions. You don't have to necessarily imagine it. But if you do imagine it, or some of you who actually have that sight, you can actually see the energetics around the crown. You can see, some of you can see the auras around the body. Sometimes they're different layers of colors. So you'll see 1, 2 layers of color, sometimes a third layer of color. Sometimes there's other layers further out that are, it takes a while to see those or to imagine them. Whether you're seeing them or imagining them, are they really there? If you see them, does that mean they're there, or just you're good at hallucinating? I don't know. Energy. We're talking about energy. People talk about feeling energy. Well, we all feel energy. Some of us have spent, the majority of our lifetime feeling like they're getting better at feeling energy. Some of us feel like we can feel the energy of another over the phone. And I'd say all of us feel the energy of another over the phone. Those people that we're connected to, we have a field of relationship that we're connected with that person through that field of relationship, and information comes to us into that field of relationship about the other. So we may, notice, like for me, an example is I may notice all of a sudden I have this headache, and I'm not a person who gets headaches, except when I'm doing healing sessions, and oftentimes I'm working with a person with a headache, and I'll feel that headache while I'm working with a person with that headache and that tightness in the neck and all that stuff. So I'll be feeling this, and I'll wonder I wonder who's working with this headache energy, and then I'll get a text message from a client saying can I get a session really soon? And then they usually can, and usually within a few hours, maybe within a few minutes, maybe a few hours, whatever. We're working with that tension in a healing field, and then for that period of time, I'm very aware, like right now, I'm very aware of this tightness in the brain stem. So the brain sits up in here inside the cranium, and then in the center of the brain is a stem of the brain that goes through the hole in our head called the foramen magnum. It's in the occiput. There's a hole there, and it goes through, and then the atlas vertebra, the first cervical vertebra, the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh cervicals. They're just vertebra. And then, but they start having ribs. So then they're called thoracics or dorsals. The ones that have ribs. And there's 12 of those. Goes down to your rib cage, the bottom of your rib cage, your diaphragm, all related to fight or flight. And then you have 5 lumbars, which are the low back vertebra that sit on top of each other, 5 of them. And then they sit on top of the sacrum. The sacrum is a triangular shaped bone, and the 5th lumbar sits on top of the sacrum in the lower back. And then around the sacrum you have ilia, pelvic bones. So if you put your hands on top of your hips, you're putting your hands on the top of your ilia. You have an ilia on both sides. In the center you have a triangular shaped bone. We'll make it a little heart. But you have a triangular shaped bone. It's flat on the top. It's pointed at the bottom. I can't make it, but it's about like that. It's about like that, about that size, and that's in the center, and that's your sacrum. And this brain stem is one of the places that gets triggered when there's a lot of external intensity, like fight or flight going on, anger, rage, energy going on, grief, loss energy going on, all those may tie us in to this collective field, this collective healing field that's going to be a part of this collective healing conference. So this is you getting prepared to learn how to work with this collective field better, because, you know, unless you're staying really drugged, alcohol, whatever, staying really in a state of perpetual stonedness, you're becoming very aware of these energetics. You just are. You know you are. You may not know what you're becoming aware of, but you are becoming more and more aware of this field of disturbance that's clearing in the world. And then you become a part of the organism that's clearing, grounding these disturbed energies. And the better you get at it, the less disturbed you are. You may feel really disturbed if you're woken up at 1 in the morning and you're in a panic. And you realize, oh, okay, the world field is really disturbed. It's asking my people, the beings, the animals, the trees, humans, aliens possibly, just don't know, ask Stephen Greer, but the aliens that may be out there, all of them are working with these energetics. The reptilians. I just don't know. But I know there do appear to be humans, and there appear to be animals, and there appear to be trees. And in terms of a lot of the other things, I just don't know if the humans are mammalians or reptilians or what they are. But we all look a little different anyway, so who knows? Who knows? And we're just beings in bodies. And, you know, what body you chose to be in as a being, and how well is it working for you, and how well are you taking care of it. These are things to think about. All right, so we have this field of disturbance. We're working with these energies. We're working with them a bit, with a little bit of distance from them. If you want to work with them closer and see how that feels, you can do that. I did a lot of my work early on, right at the event, right at the intensity of the event, and then I learned over time it was better for me to be back from the event and be more of an observer of the energies of the event as I helped to ground them. With the help of Abrahamanad, the soul of the earth, who's really working with a lot of energy and is very busy. So I don't call upon Abrahamanad for much. On rare occasion. But Abrahamanad, part of what Abrahamanad does is ground the energy of the world healing field. So when that was set up 4.5 years ago, Abrahamanad was part of the group of beings that held that field, and Abrahamanad was, as the soul of the earth, the one that helped ground the disturbance surrounding the earth, and also within the earth as well, because there's disturbance both around the earth and in the earth. Disturbed energies, they're all getting cleared out, and sometimes we feel more disturbed by them, and other times we feel less. So at this point, you can just go off and work with these energies. I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to suggest that you hit the pause button, and when you feel done clearing the energies, then you come back and hit the play button again, and we'll do the last section of the healing field. So you can just come back to it on your own. So you can hit pause currently. Later, when you feel all the energies clear for yourself, you can hit play, and we'll do the last part of the event. So until then, know that you're supported in doing the work that you're doing. Okay, welcome back. And so we're going to do the closing portion of the healing field. So I'm going to ask the interdimensional being, those in Ra, the deep self, the higher self, our soul group, to assist all the souls that went back to this event to combine with that part of their soul that had remained at the event or is at the event, and bring that combined soul back into their body in present time with all of their wisdom, power, and clarity. And I would ask all those souls to ground themselves into the healing center of the earth, open up the portal for the delivery of the new energies into the earth at this time. And I ask that these new energies be brought in now. And at a certain point, you just feel them lock in to the healing center of the earth, at which point we ask that those energies now be activated. There's some pretty powerful energies that we brought in. And now I let the universe and beyond know that this work has been done and that it's good. Okay, that completes the world observational healing field. For now, the event that we went back to work with the energies of, those energies have been worked with. The larger observational healing field is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So if you ever need any help or want to offer some help into the grounding of the disturbance of the world, just state out loud, I connect to the world observational healing field. And then feel the chakras in your hands and the bottom of your feet open up. And then any disturbance you feel just grounded into the earth. It's only disturbance when it's held. Once it's released, it's just energy. So it's just giving energy to the earth. It could be that what you feel when the energy, in your relationship, you feel panic. That might be what you feel. You might feel grief. You might feel anger. You might feel all sorts of different emotional energies with that energy held. But once that energy moves and you help ground it, it's just energy. It's only kind of disturbing when it's held. Once it's released, it's just energy. It just was energy before it was released, but it just is energy after it's released. Okay, that's it for now. And I hope this serves you well and serves the world well, and it serves us all well. Okay, signing off. And be careful in there and out there. All right, now let's go.